Hey everyone, I have another book haul for you today. These books were either given to me by family, or book of the month, or a used book subscription. The first book is True Believers by Nicholas Sparks. The synopsis says Jeremy Marsh is a born skeptic and a science journalist who specializes in debunking the supernatural. When he hears about ghostly apparitions in a cemetery in Boone Creek, South Carolina, he leaves his beloved New York City for this small town, and what his instincts tell him could make a great story. What he doesn't plan on is meeting and falling hopelessly in love with Lexi Darnell, who is sure of one thing. Her future is here in Boone Creek, close to the people she loves. Now, if the young lovers are to be together, Jeremy must make a difficult choice: return to the life he knows in New York, or do something he could never do before. Take a leap of faith. The next book is The Testament by John Grisham. In a plush Virginia office, a rich, angry old man is furiously rewriting his will. With his death just hours away, Troy Phelan wants to send a message to his children, his ex-wives, and his minions. A message that will touch off a vicious legal battle and transform dozens of lives. The next book is The Brethren by John Grisham. They call themselves the Brethren, three disgraced former judges doing time in a Florida federal prison. One was sent up for tax evasion, another for skimming bingo profits, and the third for a career-ending drunken joyride, meeting daily in the prison law library, taking exercise walks in their boxer shorts. These judges turned felons can reminisce about old court cases, dispense a little jailhouse justice, and contemplate where their lives went wrong. Or they can use their time in prison to get very rich, very fast. The next book is Cadillac Jukebox by James Lee Burke. To the people of New Iberia, Aaron Crown's ways were the stuff of poor white piney woods. Folklore. His family were shiftless timber people from North Louisiana, who brought their ways into the Cajun wetlands, poaching deer, stealing livestock, trailing rumors of ties to the Ku Klux Klan. No one was surprised when Crown was accused of assassinating the most famous black civil rights leader in Louisiana, but it took 28 years for the system to put him in Angola Penitentiary. Now Crown is proclaiming his innocence and asking Dave Robichaux for help. Dave tries to stay removed from the political maelstrom swirling around Aaron Crown, but deep in his heart he worries that Crown has been made a scapegoat for the collective guilt of an entire generation. The next book is Santa Fe Dead by Stuart Woods. In this new thriller, the colorful Santa Fe trial lawyer Ed Eagle finds the tables turned when he testifies as a witness for the prosecution in the trial of his ex-wife, Barbara Eagle, who has been a very, very bad girl. The trial ends in a way Ed had not anticipated, and Barbara is still in a position to make his life and that of others a living hell. With private detectives, hitmen, double crosses, and billion-dollar bank accounts involved, Ed calls in every favor and follows every lead no matter where they take him. From the posh resorts of desert California and the lush wine country of Napa, to the New Mexico high country and the seedy hotels of Tijuana. Ed Eagle won't rest until he's discovered the truth about what Barbara is up to and settled the score. The next book is Sharkman 6 by Owen West. When Lieutenant Gavin Kelly's recon platoon swims ashore a Mogadishu beach under the glare of hundreds of news camera lights, it is an opportunity surreal beginning to Operation Restore Hope. This modern war is vastly different from the battles Kelly's father and grandfather fought and from the young lieutenant's own experience during Operation Desert Storm. Minutes after the Marines celebrated landing, one of Kelly's men kills an armed Somali bodyguard. The circumstances of the killing are unclear, and Kelly finds himself in the center of a maelstrom. He must act quickly to deflect an outcry from members of the International Press Corps, censure by his Marine superiors, and the possibility of losing the loyalty of his men, particularly two enlisted leaders in the platoon who have vouched for the necessity of the kill. The next book is Conrad and Eleanor by Jane Rogers. When Conrad fails to return from a conference, Eleanor wonders if it is because of the affair she is having, or maybe it is because his research into transgenic monkey hearts is stalling. Perhaps he is sick of having the less successful career of the two of them. She is a leading expert in stem cell research. The grown-up children suspect Eleanor is murdering their father. Elle secretly fears that what has driven Con away is his discovery of his daughter Kara's parentage. While his family is in Manchester, England, scrabbles for clues and reasons, Conrad is alone, confused, and on the run from a crazed animal rights activist, loses himself in the cold, foggy streets of Bologna? He revisits the stages of his long marriage to Elle, from the happiness of the year to Kara's birth, to the grief and anger he now feels. Both partners are forced to re-examine the relationship and, in the process, to move closer to an understanding of what it is that matters most to each of them. The next book is The Good Luck of Right Now by Matthew Quick. For 38 years, Bartholomew Neal has lived with his mother when she gets sick and dies. He has no idea how to be on his own. He thinks he's found a clue when he discovers a free Tibet letter from Richard Gere hidden in his mother's underwear drawer. In her final days, Mom called him Richard. There must be a cosmic connection. Awkwardly, he starts his new life writing Gere a series of letters. Jung and the Dalai Lama, Philosophy and Faith, Alien Abduction, and Cat Telepathy are all explored in his soul-bearing epistles, but mostly the letters reveal one man's desires to assemble a family of his own. The next book is Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. Things have been wrong with Mr. and Mrs. Wright for a long time. Every anniversary, the couple exchange traditional gifts, paper, cotton poetry, tin, and each year Adam's wife writes him a letter that she never lets him read until now. Self-confessed workaholic and screenwriter Adam Wright has lived with face blindness his whole life. He can't recognize friends or family, or even his own wife, and Amelia is sick of feeling unseen. When Adam and Amelia went a weekend away into Scotland, it might be just what their marriage needs. They both know this weekend will make or break their relationship, but they didn't randomly win this trip. One of them is lying. and someone doesn't want them to live happily ever after. And the last book is The Neighbor's Secret by L. Allison Heeler. With its sprawling yards and excellent schools, Cottonwood Estates is the perfect place to raise children. The Cottonwood Book Club serves as the subdivision's eyes and ears meeting once a month for discussion, gossip, and cocktails. If their selections trend towards twisty thrillers and murder mysteries, it's only because the members feel secure that such evil has no place in their own cul-de-sac. But when late-night acts of vandalism target the women of the book club in increasingly violent and personal ways, some of Cottonwood Estate's longest buried secrets begin to surface. What happened to Lena's family 15 years ago was a tragic accident, and she will never admit otherwise. Devoted wife and mother, Annie refuses to acknowledge, even to herself, the weight of a past shame. The new resident, Jen, wants friends, but as always, worried about her troubled son gets in the way. They might argue about the books, but the women in the Cottonwood Book Club agree that on what's most important, protecting their children at any cost, even if it means someone has to die. Thanks for watching, everyone.